Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Core training video. Today we're just going to do a quick video on how to provision a Polycom endpoint into the Core platform. So in order to get this process started, what we're going to do is we're going to navigate inside of the customer in question. So you can see here I'm in the onboarding and training sandbox, and then I navigated to the extension standard section. So I already took the liberty of building our Polycom provisioning demo extension inside of the platform, but I haven't selected the manufacturer, make, and model just yet. So that's something that we're going to show you in the next couple minutes here. So first things first, I want to go ahead and get inside of the extension we want to provision the phone to. So in this case, it's going to be extension 486. So by hopping inside of extension 486, I want to scroll down to the middle of the page where I'm going to find the routing and configuration section. So once I can find the routing and configuration section, I'm going to hop into the endpoint subtab contained inside of said section. So once I'm in here, you're going to notice that I have the ability to select the manufacturer and the model of phone that I want to pair to this extension. So in this particular case, I'm going to go ahead and select my Polycom manufacturer, followed by the model of phone I'm going to be using. So in this case, I have a VVX 500, so that's the model I'm going to grab. And then last but not least, I need to get the MAC address of the phone in order to add it into the system so the system knows which profile to assign to the phone in question. So in order to grab the MAC address, you can always look at the back of the Polycom phone. There's a sticker on there. Depending upon who you order the phone from, they might provide you the MAC address in the invoice or anything like that. But the easiest way to go ahead and grab the MAC address is to power up the phone on your local area network and then find the IP address and navigate to that IP address in your browser. So you notice up top here, I'm going to switch my tabs and move over into the Polycom GUI. So you'll notice that my phone grabbed 192.168.1.236 on my local network, and I'm going to go ahead and log into the phone. So the password that we're going to use for every default Polycom login should be 456. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the default password, hit the submit option, and it takes me inside of the phone GUI. So what you're going to notice is as soon as we get in here, the MAC address is listed on the home screen. So I can go ahead and grab the MAC address that I see on the screen. I'm going to go ahead and give it a quick copy, and I'm going to go back into the portal. I'm going to click on the MAC address section. I'm going to paste the MAC address in here, and then I'm going to remove any colons, any spaces, anything like that that we might find. We want to make sure that the MAC address, when we enter it into the platform, doesn't have any colons, spaces, or anything like that. So now that my MAC address is entered, I'm going to go to the bottom of the page and hit the save option. Once the page reloads, I am now going to hop back into the extension in question. So I'm going to find my Polycom provisioning demo at extension 486. And I'm going to click back inside of there. I'm going to get myself back to the endpoint tab that we were just previously in. So back into the endpoint tab I go. And then just to confirm that the MAC address is saved in here. Now that I can see the MAC address is present, I'm actually going to hop over to the provisioning tab that we see right here. And then the three pieces of information that we need to build the phone are right inside of this section. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and highlight and copy sipregistration.com, and then back into the Polycom GUI we go. So into the Polycom GUI, we're going to go to the settings menu, followed by the provisioning server submenu. And then once you're inside of here, you're going to notice that we have the server address, server user, and server password section. And these are where we're going to paste the information from the Core portal. So first thing first, always make sure that the server type is selected to FTP. If you have it set to any of the other options, the system will not pair to the phone. So again, always make sure that we're set to FTP. Once that's been selected, we go to the server address, and I'm going to paste in that sipregistration.com that I just copied from the Core portal. Now I'm going to go back into the portal, and I'm going to grab the provisioning username, go ahead and copy, and paste it into the user. And then last but certainly not least, we're going to go back and get the password, give this a copy, and we're going to paste that into the server password. Once my three pieces of information have been added into the phone, I'm simply going to go down to the bottom and hit the save option. And I'm going to say yes to save the configuration change. So in a couple seconds, your Polycom phone is going to reboot. And then after it reboots, it's going to reach out to the Core provisioning platform. It's going to attempt to grab its profile. and apply the profile to the phone. Now, you may notice that the phone is going to reboot maybe 2-3 times, depending upon whether or not it has to update or change the firmware. If it does that, there's no cause for alarm. It's actually a good indication that the phone is communicating back to the CoreDial portal. One other thing to note is that once the phone comes up on the new network and is paired to the CoreDial infrastructure, you want to go ahead and take note of the fact that the provisioning password will now become the admin password to get into all phones inside of that PBX instance. So whether it's the phone I'm currently working on or the other phones that I have to pair in the future, if I want to get back into the GUI to make any adjustments, I have to make sure that instead of using the default password of 456, I go ahead and use the password that's listed inside of the provisioning password right here. All right, guys, thank you so much for paying attention and watching the video today. Stay tuned for more CoreDial content to come in the future. And if you have any additional questions, please feel free to reach out to your partner success associate or your implementation specialist. Thanks a lot and have a great rest of your day.